The third race is reserved for Grand Prix cars from before 1947. The cars line up on the starting grid in the order of qualification, a thing they did not do in their youth. It was later in Monaco that this procedure was introduced. One of the rare pieces of this race is the Alfa Romeo 12-cylinder from 1937, driven by Gary Pearson, not to mention the many Bugattis, of which there are 8, or of the 8 Maserati 6CMs and 4LCs, cars from the 30s with a prestigious prize list. It's the immaculate era of the British driver John Ewer who takes the best start at Type B from 1935. ERA, of course, being the abbreviation of English Racing Automobiles. The English manufacturer, born in 1934, produced vehicles till 52. That particular year, Sterling Moss had taken part in 3 Grand Prix at the wheel of an ERA or ERA. The old single-seaters are impressive with their narrow tyres that nonetheless allow for very high speeds. Best time in qualification is Ewer with an average very close to 98 kilometers per hour. John Ewer manages to preserve the lead with a certain ease, even if behind him Irvin Laidlaw manages to remain within contact. The wheels of his Maserati 6CM charged with history. It ran at Indianapolis in 1938 and took part in the Targa Florio Grand Prix of Palermo in '39, which it won thanks to Gigi Villoresi. John Ewer and his ERA Type B are already accustomed to the historic Grand Prix of Monaco. At the time of the first edition in 1997, he finished 4th, and he won here in 2000. Pack of Maseratis here very numerous, a veritable rolling museum of the Italian brand. Somewhat like the Bugattis, true symbolic silhouettes of a mechanical era. The single-seaters ensure a superb and captivating show for the public who are out in their droves. Among the attentive spectators is the president of the Automobile Club of Monaco. After only a few laps, the German Wenger Becher in his Maserati 4CL of 1939 is forced to retire. In the lead, John Ewer seems to control the race totally, but he starts to overtake the first tail-enders, and everything becomes possible again. Among the curiosities, the Alfa Romeo evokes the great road races of the pre-war period when the cars ran during the day with their headlights covered to preserve them intact in order to better face the night.
Qui est 7e.
While the ERA of Ewer is still in the lead, it's now under threat from the Maserati of Laidlaw, who doesn't hide his intentions. He attacks whenever he can, making life hard for those in front of him, with the objective of taking victory. Unfortunately for him, as often arrives in Monaco, the excess of enthusiasm is punished. The Maserati driver heads off in a spin and will lose his second place. Luckily, no damage is done, and while a marshal has to dance off to one side, he manages to get back into the running. Here we see John Ewer and his white Era on the way to victory. Behind, 15.5 seconds back, the German Stefan Scholvock is second in another Maserati 6CM. Ewer is also holder of the best time with 95.586 kilometers per hour average. A very enthusiastic winner after the prize-giving ceremony.
Getting a good start to get ahead of the opposition, Irvin, was critical, and then it was very even up until we hit back markers. And I know that he had trouble with one. I didn't know how bad, but apparently he going into Saint Devote, he had one and he had to avoid it and spun, and that was it. But I didn't know that, so I was just flat out the whole way in case I hit back markers and got slowed up back into him. But no, great race, fantastic circuit.